Ladies, ladies, I'm here on the schneel, and I'm here on the schneel. Talking about some NFL news, episode number 31. We have a lot of news to discuss here, so we're just going to get right into it. A lot of injury updates. Obviously, it's mostly NFL news, a lot of injury updates, but we have some news, obviously, as well, so let's get right into it. The hashtag 49ers cornerback, Emmanuel Moseley. They feared he had a torn ACL, and he indeed did. He has a torn ACL. Source said following the MRI, he is out for the season. That's a big loss for that secondary. He had that pick six yesterday, and he's pretty serviceable cornerback for them, and that's a big loss. They got a few injuries, a few big injuries, a few more I'll talk about later, but the 49ers, a lot of key injuries on this team. You've already lost two of your running backs for a few weeks. Trey Lance for the season, now Emmanuel Moseley for the season. You got a few other injuries I'll get to, but man, big loss there for that secondary. The hashtag Panthers have fired Matt Rule, so they fired Matt Rule today. We have some news on that. They fired him. He'd gone 11-27 during his 3 years in Carolina. He leaves Carolina with 4 years left on the 7-year contract he received from Panthers owner David Tepper in January 2020. He leaves being owed north of $40 million. And basically, an understanding of it is of the former coach, Matt Rule, for the Panthers. Carolina's on the hook for this season, but the salaries for the ensuing seasons are offset by what his future college job pays him. Rule gets all $40 million, but the Panthers likely only pay this year of it. So, they officially fired him today, 11-27 in his 3 years in Carolina. It was a disaster. Probably one of the worst NFL head coaching contracts in NFL history. 7-year deal. Goes 11-27 in 3 years. Gets fired. He's not a good coach at the NFL level. He's a college coach, and that's why he's going to go back to college and coach maybe for a good team. We'll see. But he wasn't a good NFL coach. Just hate to say, it's just the truth. So the Panthers defensive pass game coordinator, secondary coach Steve Wilks, he'll be the interim head coach at least for now. So, and we'll talk about some more fallout from it. So, we'll get some more. Falcons trade Deion Jones to the Cleveland Browns. I think it was a 6th and the 7th round pick, and this is a good trade for Cleveland. I know Deion Jones has a big contract, but the Cleveland needed to make a big splash because their defense has not played good this year, and maybe Deion Jones can maybe help their defense. I mean, he's a good linebacker. I know he has a big contract. The Falcons got rid of him. That's why they got rid of Julio Jones, a big contract. That's why they got rid of Deion Jones here, big contract. We'll see if this works out for Cleveland here, which I hope it does, because their defense needs to improve badly. They only got one stop yesterday in that game, so they need to make a big splash, and they got Deion Jones for only 6th, 7th round pick, so good trade for them. So some more Matt Rule fallout from the so some more news about it. They fired him. He had several opportunities last year for big-time college jobs. Probably some big-time schools, but he turned them down to stay in Carolina. Now he'll have the choice of combative college jobs. So we'll see what college team would want him after this year in college football. See what teams hire their coaches and what teams would want to go there and get Matt Rule. So I think he's a good college coach. So if I was a college team, I would be looking at Matt Rule, because he's a good college coach, just not the NFL level. So, and another thing, he addressed his players and said goodbye and thank you before exiting the building. And it's a good classy move for the Panthers to let him address the players and say goodbye and thank you. So, it's pretty much all the Matt Rule fallout. Hashtag Panthers quarterback Baker Mayfield to miss multiple weeks with a high ankle sprain. So he was in a boot yesterday. So he's gonna miss multiple weeks with that injury. Sam Darnold still isn't ready. So they're slated to start P.J. Walker against the Los Angeles Rams, I believe. So we'll see how P.J. Walker does. Seahawks running back Rashad Penny suffered a broken fibula, out for the season. It's a big loss there for that running game. He's actually played pretty good this year. So that's a big loss for that team. So we'll see what Kenneth Walker can do now. He played good yesterday, 8 runs, 88 yards, and a touchdown. So we'll see what he can do going forward, the rookie running back on Michigan State. Saints, Deontay Hardy suffered a turf toe injury yesterday, according to source. He's expected to miss significant time. Fears the injury could be significant. So he's going to miss multiple weeks, could miss significant time with that turf toe injury. Ravens safety Marcus Williams has a dislocated wrist and will miss significant time, likely headed to the injured reserve. So he's got 3 interceptions so far this year. He's been the best player on that Ravens defense, and now he's going to miss multiple weeks, significant time with a dislocated wrist. Likely go to the injured reserve. So that's a huge blow to that Ravens defense. Huge. 49ers defensive back. So these are some more injury updates for the 49ers. 3 injury updates. 49ers defensive back Jimmy Ward broke his hand. 49ers defensive end Nick Bosa has a tight groin. And 49ers kicker Robbie Gould likely has a knee contusion. So that's 4 injuries right there in the 49 for the 49ers. They got a good win against the Panthers, but 4 big injuries. Emmanuel Mosley has played good for him this year, tore his ACL. Jimmy Ward broke his hand. He's probably now going to miss a significant time, so that's 2 defensive backs right there. Nick Bosa might miss a few weeks for that groin injury, and Robbie Gould, we'll see how long he misses with that knee contusion. So that's some big losses there for the 49ers, not including Mitchell and Davis are going to be out for a few weeks. They're 2 running backs. And referee Jerome Booger, maybe last thing I'll talk about, told a pool reporter that the roughing the passer penalty on Falcons defensive tackle Grady Jarrett was for unnecessarily throwing Brady to the ground. Pendejo face for the referee, Mr. Booger. This was such a bad call. Probably one of the worst roughing the passer calls in history, if you ask me. Probably the worst in history. Because he just sacked him. It wasn't like it was unnecessary or anything. But the referees have to save Mr. Brady. It was a terrible call, and it was late in the game too. I just don't know how you could call that late in the game. It didn't even unnecessarily throw him to the ground either. Just terrible call from the referee. But yeah, there's one more thing I wanted to go over. The Jets and the Giants are both above 500 through week 5. Last time they were above 500 at the end of any week was week 9, 2015. The Jets were 5-3, the Giants were 5-4. So it's been a while, but both teams are over 500. That was definitely a surprise. They're both over 500 so far. So yeah, but that's all the NFL news I wanted to discuss. Or one more thing, actually. Multiple teams are calling on Panthers wide receiver DJ Moore. I didn't write that down, but that's one thing I just remembered before I was about it in this video. But multiple teams have called on DJ Moore, the Panthers receiver, per I think Jay Glazer. I think some teams should go after him. I don't know if he's a wide receiver 1, but he's a good serviceable 2 or 3 for like your squad. So maybe I think teams have like a really good wide receiver 1 or good wide receiver 1 and 2 might try and get like a good wide receiver 3. So yeah, but leave a like, comment, subscribe for more, ladies and gentlemen. That's all for today from this video. So until next time, I'll call out. Peace.